Welcome back! In last week's episode, we arrived late at our spot by the lake and went to bed right away. The next morning, we got up early and started driving east. Our next major destination was Texas, and to break up the drive, we spent one more night in Colorado at the Arkansas River. It was quite the difference in temperature compared to the chilly nights in the Rockies we've gotten used to. So we just hung out for the day, trying to stay cool and waiting to enjoy what turned out to be a beautiful sunset. Alright, so we just left our spot in Rocky Ford. We're headed to a Walmart real quick just to stock up on a few things and then off to Kansas, which will be the first time for all three of us. So we'll see how it goes.
Pit stop!
Pit stop! Filling up the water tank.
Thank you, Town of Lamar, for placing a spigot here publicly. And thank you, iOverlander, for listing that on your map. You definitely see interesting stuff when you drive the back roads of America. We are actually driving on the Santa Fe Trail, which was a 19th century route through the central USA that connected Missouri with Santa Fe, New Mexico. It was first pioneered in 1821 and served as a major highway until the 1880s, when the railroad finally arrived in Santa Fe.
We're coming to you live from the Santa Fe Trail, which is a network of trade. We've been driving on it for a few hours now, but we stopped at this little, I guess, historical spot to read information up about it and to actually see the trail in action. Sebastian's doing some drone work right now, but it was a network of trade and between Missouri and Santa Fe. It's pretty cool. I mean, you have to look. There's certain spots where you can kind of see where the trail was. There's kind of grooves still in the ground and the vegetation, so it's kind of interesting to see where they actually came through.
Just a short drive from the historical Santa Fe Trail, we found a beautiful fishing lake that became our home for the night. We ran into some unexpected issues, but we will tell you about that tomorrow. Good morning.
Are all the bugs gone?
What bugs are you talking
We were
about?
attacked by bugs last night.
Please elaborate.
Tiny little bugs were coming through the mesh of our window.
So what do we have to do?
So we had to switch the fan to air out, which made it hot, and then we taped up the windows. Even though they were closed, there were all a bunch of bugs like stuck between the closed window and the mesh so they could squeeze through, but they were everywhere. It wasn't good.
What's for breakfast?
Oh, don't hurt them. We've got yogurt and bagels and a little friend.
There's a butterfly on your yogurt. Are you sharing your yogurt with a butterfly?
Yeah.
Huh? So, just did some TLC to my old body, feeling fresh, and we're in the process of packing up because we want to arrive at our next destination earlier than we got here yesterday. So Lucas is gonna have his nap while we're driving, huh buddy? Our next destination is Blair City. We're actually going to stay in the city park, and I think calling it a city is maybe a little too much. It's a little town. So I think probably going to be an uneventful drive. That's why we want to get there earlier so we can at least enjoy the destination. And before we head out, just going to take in some more of these beautiful views.
Bye bye, lake. We'll see you in Blair. So, welcome to my town, Ashland. I have a national park and I have my hometown in Kansas.
Good evening. We are in Blair City, Oklahoma, at the beautiful Blair City Park, right across from the local firehouse and the local playground and baseball field, I guess. There are 2 other RVs. There's actually RV hookups, which you have to pay for. So we're sitting outside right now. For the rest of the evening, Lucas was just put to bed, and tomorrow we're gonna drive the final stretch to
Waco, Texas!
Join us next week again when we finally arrive at the great state of Texas. COVID threw us a curveball, but we still made the best of it, checking out Chip and Joanna's Magnolia Market, relaxing in Austin, and exploring historical San Antonio.